Welcome back to Closing Day. Today I have with me Chad Ferguson from Ferguson Fine Homes, and we're discussing home renovating, and we're going to get into a little bit about new home construction. I did have some questions about the home renovating though. When you're doing work on a place, I guess insurance. Does the client have to get insurance? Do you have insurance? How does that work?
No, we're fully insured.
Yeah.
So, and everybody that we bring on to your site is also insured, and we check all that prior to them arriving. So anybody that comes on site, we make sure that all their guys have proper WSIB clearance certificates, and everybody on the site complies with all the regulations.
Yeah.
Our guys are also all trained with first aid, and they all have fall arrest. So they're all up to code on all their safety standards.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is important because now, I mean, with the way that things are going, the guys are around and they're checking. So it's nice to have everybody all caught up and ready to work.
Yeah, it is. And I hear on the radio all the time now, like height. Anyone working at heights has to have a special licensing.
That's right.
And so everyone's much more aware of that having to be covered.
Yeah.
Now, and what about references if somebody wants to get a contractor?
I've got a few pages for you.
Okay.
If you, as a matter of fact, if you're thinking about doing work, you should ask for references. Whether it's if you know the person or if you know somebody that they've done the work through already, then that helps. Or if you wanted to go see a job that a contractor that you're thinking about having do your job, then see if you can go see a couple jobs that he's doing.
Oh, right. Yeah, that would be good.
Because that's a better way, because it's one thing to call somebody and ask, hey, how's this guy? You don't know if we really did work there. But if you come and see a job you're actually working on, you see the actual product that you're going to get. So that would be my recommendation. Come and see a job.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. I like that. Now, when it comes to new home construction, most people think that building the dream home is out of reach for them. I can tell them from a financial standpoint, if you own a home, to actually build your own dream home is probably not out of reach for you. But what about the process? That's sort of the big, elephant in the room. So what happens? I want to build a home, Chad. I'll give you a call. What do we do?
Well, I mean, we usually get it two ways. One, a homeowner shows up to us and asks like that.
Yeah.
They say, I want to build a house. What do I do? Well, then we would direct you to, like I was saying before, an architect or a designer to start you off with the process of getting a set of plans.
Right, right.
And the other way is to come to me with the plans already, which skips a major step, but a lot of people do that work on their own.
Oh, really? Okay.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people go and they have this the aspirations of building their dream home, so they start with a plan, and then they look for a builder.
Right.
Which is then, hopefully an architect would throw my name.
Yes,
so,
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's the two ways that we usually get in touch with the customer, is one of the two. And then we move from there. We take it to the permits. It's the same process for an addition or a major renovation as it is building a new home.
Really?
It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Same places, same steps. It's just a little bit more elaborate.
Wow, so that makes it seem a little more palatable, right? You think of doing a renovation, and then you think about building a home. They think like
if you can do a renovation, you can build a home. It's actually probably easier to build the new home than it is to do a renovation.
Now, I've actually heard that before, and I always thought maybe that's because of, when you're renovating, you take something down, and behind the wall is...
There's a lot of unknowns when you're doing the renovation, whereas if you're doing a new home, I'd like to say there's not any unknowns, but there's definitely a lot less. When you're building brand new, a lot less things come up that were unforeseen.
Yeah, and I would expect it's a good investment as well.
In our market, it's an extremely good investment.
Yeah, especially
if you can find a piece of property right now.
Right.
So. But I mean, they're out there, and there is people willing to build for you.
Wow. So now you work with designs, with plans from architects, from design artists. Do you do almost anything? Like if I can draw it on a piece of paper and...
If you can think of it, I can build it.
Okay,
So,
that's a challenge.
yeah.
I might come up with something really wild.
No, it's true. I mean, if you can think of it, and if it's on a drawing or in your head, we can pretty much come up and build it.
Okay, well, on that same train of thought, think back about one of the most unique houses you've either worked on or built. Can you tell us a little bit about how? I want to get some ideas, so I'm drawing this from you.
Well, actually, one of the houses that my brother just finished is in Caledon, and I won't give you an address. I don't think that'd go over well.
That's okay.
But one of the major features in the house was a recreation of the Hobbit's Hole, which is a
Really?
bar in the Lord of the Rings. So all hand-carved beams and posts and pillars. And
No way.
yeah, it's very cool. A lot of hidden,
Oh, wow.
lot of hidden passageways. So quite unique to for some people. Probably not something that most people would like, but definitely a really tricky build for our company, and very, very neat to see at the end.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're passionate about something like that, and you
Yeah.
get someone like yourself to build it,
Yeah, definitely was neat to see for sure.
yeah, I can't. Now my mind is racing. What type of house would I have Chad build me? Let's see. I like the Matrix, but no, I don't think that would work. Yeah. So what's sort of the like? How small a home can you build? How big a home can you build? What would be the parameters? What are we looking at here?
Well, that's the funny thing. I mean, we built a 10,000 square foot home, and we've done bathroom renovations. So the difference for our company is that we have two divisions. One, we build custom homes, and another where we do renovations. So the project, you know, a lot of people see our company and they think, well, I don't think that they want to do our job. But, you know, we do. We do a lot of smaller jobs, and we
Yeah.
welcome them as well. And we definitely welcome full home builds.
Well, 10,000 square foot home, is that? I'm just trying to think how big that would be. Like indoor swimming pools, tennis courts, or I mean, that just seems like a huge home.
It's a big home.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we've done a lot of them in that range. So they're doable. They're definitely fun, and they're good for us to do because we're there for a long time, right? So as a company, it's nice to get. You know, they're not always out there, but when you get them and you're in one spot for a long time, it's definitely a nice spot to be.
I bet. That'd be amazing. Now, what about, you talked about Pinterest and some other site for a place to get ideas.
House.com, yeah. They're just a couple of apps that you can get on your phone, and you know, you can find ideas. You can search, if you put in, say, bathrooms,
Yeah.
you can search tons and tons of bathrooms, like hundreds of thousands of bathrooms.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, you may have to search for a while to find an idea that you like, but there's a lot there to choose from.
That's neat. Yeah, so I could spend hours on Pinterest. I know it's not supposed to be like a guy's site, but I just find so many ideas there. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. No, it's neat. I do a lot of the house thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
they're
gonna
very
check that out
similar.
for sure.
They're similar. The difference, I think, between House and Pinterest is House is strictly homes, interior, exterior, and
Yeah, and that'd be
Pinterest
what I'd be looking for.
you can find pretty much anything, right?
Yes, yeah. Where I'm more interested in the house ideas because I want to build all the ideas around and come to you one day with like a plan scratched out on a piece of paper, and
So I want to build it.
yeah, that's the dream. That's something I want to be able to do. Now, something that's getting more and more popular I'm seeing is people putting in basement apartments. They're now legal. If they're built properly, then they're acceptable by the town. Creates income for people. Are you getting many of those? Do you find that as a market yet?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I own 3 rental properties with basement apartments, and they're definitely in Orangeville where there's a ton of renters.
Oh, there's a lineup of renters.
There's a lineup of renters.
Yeah.
If you can get a hold of one of the properties and put in a legal basement apartment, there's definitely the market for it.
Yeah, I have an investor who every time he has a tenant leave, he lists the apartment on Kijiji in the morning, and by lunchtime he has to take the ad down. He says he's got 50 or 60 good qualified people in that length of time.
Yeah,
So it's got a huge demand.
It doesn't take long to fill a good apartment. And I think that's part of the key too, is to make sure that your apartments are good.
Yeah, and you mentioned legal, so you know what
Legal.
steps you have to go through to build it so the town's happy. And
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it just saves the hassle of, you know, having any issues, and they do come up, so you're better off to cover your back and make sure that you do everything legally.
Yeah, and it's not a big deal, I understand, anymore.
It's not. There is quite a few rules that you have to comply to that
Okay.
are regular building,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not out of the ordinary. I mean, they're definitely things that aren't going to add too bad to the budget. They're going to increase your budget, but they're not going to bend and break it.
Yeah, and you're going to get all that extra income as well.
The income will definitely help pay for the additional cost.
Right, right, and then it makes the house more marketable.
Yeah, it increases the value of the house by quite a bit in our area. I mean, I'm not a real estate guy by any means for anywhere else, but I am familiar with the Orangeville market a little bit.
Yeah, well, I used to live in Bolton, and I know that houses in that area that have basement apartments, for example, first-time home buyers, because they could have that additional income, retired people, because they could have someone there for a little bit of security and that additional income. I mean, it just seems like those houses with apartments or second suites in them are in such high demand. And I mean, I don't know how much it costs to put in a second suite. I guess it depends on the size and all that stuff.
Again, it's the same thing as that, in order to give somebody a cost on it, you would have to see the size. But definitely, if it's something that you want to do, I would be more than willing to take a look and get a basement apartment price for somebody and gladly do that work.
I think you're going to be really busy after this show. Between people that are thinking about building their own homes, and I know the phone will ring off the hook on that. But people who've got houses with basements and it's dead space for them, and they're thinking now, hey, we can get someone in and get a basement apartment built, get some extra income. I think that's going to be I think the phone's going to ring off the hook for you.
Yeah, well, you know what? This time of year is the time of year when the phone does ring off the hook.
Okay.
This is the busiest part of the year.
Is it really?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
But this is where everybody wants to call you and get geared up for the summertime.
Okay.
So, people that are calling to build custom homes and say, I want to start in July, you might have missed the boat on that.
Right.
So if you are looking at building as soon as possible, then you need to give yourself a good 4 or 5 or 6 months into the process. By the time you go through the designer and the permit process and finding a contractor, whatever way you go, it's going to take you a little longer than you probably expect.
Okay, well, Chad Ferguson from Ferguson Fine Homes, thank you much for all that information, and thank you for joining us on closing day, and we'll see you next time. There you go.
Good.
You did so well.